everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen and I am child-free. In this video I will be explaining all about being child-free and what it means. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. So what is the difference between child-free and childless? If someone is childless, it means that they aren't making the conscious decision not to have children, or they might even want children, but they don't have children. But if someone is child-free, it means that they are making a conscious decision or a lifestyle choice, or like of individuals or couples, not to have children. So this might be through biological means, by not having biological children, or through not adopting, okay? This decision can be influenced by a bunch of factors, including like personal values, lifestyle preferences, career goals, financial considerations, health concerns, environmental awareness, and a desire for freedom and flexibility. And for me, it is all of those things. So personal values, I just don't like children. Like, I don't think I would be a very good parent. Lifestyle preferences, I like money, I like sleep, I don't like to have to structure my life around a child. Career goals, I'm going to be very ambitious. I am probably going to be travelling quite a lot eventually for my career, and so that's really not compatible with being a parent. Financial considerations, again, having a child is really hella expensive and I like money, so having a child will not be on my radar. Health concerns, I have multiple mental health conditions, and to an extent I believe that those are genetic given my background, so I do not want to pass those on in any way, shape or form, because like to have a child would be to have the risk that I also give birth to a child that's depressed, and I do not want to inflict that suffering on anyone. Also, environmental awareness, bringing a child into this world now that the world is burning due to climate change is probably not a good idea, and also that would also be contributing to my carbon footprint, so not great. And finally, the desire for freedom and flexibility. Again, like I said, I'm probably going to be travelling a lot. I have a lot of goals that involve me being able to go where I want to go at the drop of a hat. So yeah, none of this is compatible with having a child. My life plan is really not compatible with having and raising a child. So here are some really key aspects to consider when you're understanding the concept of being child-free. Number one is personal choice, okay? So being child-free is a personal choice, and it's really based on the individual's preferences and circumstances. It's really, really important to recognise that this decision is as valid and meaningful as the decision to have children. Like, you are not less of a person because you decided not to have children, okay? And indeed, your quality of life can often be higher. Now, if you personally want to have children, then I would say absolutely great, like go you, someone's got to do it and it's not going to be me. But yeah, everybody needs to understand that being child-free is a personal choice and nobody should be judged for it. Number two, you can actually live a very fulfilling life if your values and priorities do not include having children. So if people who are child-free often prioritise other aspects of their lives like relationships, career, personal development, travel, hobbies, so it's really easy to find fulfillment and happiness in pursuits that do not involve raising children. So, you know, you might be able to travel more, you might be able to have a more meaningful relationship with your friends, your partner, okay? You have more time and energy and money to explore all of those priorities. I talked a little bit about freedom and flexibility, but being child-free really does provide the sort of like next level deluxe freedom and flexibility. It can be really challenging for parents because they have to sort of like keep a specific schedule. They got to take the kids to school. They've got to like, I don't know, do football practice at the weekends or whatever parents do while I'm like lying in bed chilling. But yeah, I could never, honestly, I could never. I have spent too much of my life dancing around to other people's tune, and it is very much time for me to prioritise myself and my own quality of life. Also, let's talk a little bit about finances. So raising a child is increasingly more expensive. Like, I know I was very expensive for my parents to raise, and obviously I have done my best at this point to be financially independent, and I am, but children are like hella expensive, and even if you do it like in a sort of financially conscious manner, they're still expensive, okay? Because you're basically supporting one or more people for like 2 decades and possibly more. And also, kids outgrow clothes. Like, have you seen how fast kids outgrow clothes? Because that shit is scary. Like, genuinely, they grow so fast. Anyway, so you can often put your money towards a lot of other stuff when you're child-free. For example, I'm going to go to a lot of gigs, I'm going to go to all the countries I can manage, I'm hoping to buy a house quite early, so all of those things that are not going to like be possible if I had children, or they might not be possible until a lot later. Also, health and well-being is really important. So some people can have health concerns or medical conditions that influence their decision to be child-free. So for me, it's mostly my mental health conditions, but I also have absolutely no desire to experience pregnancy or childbirth in any way, shape or form ever, okay? So it can really pose a lot of risks, and there was actually a really interesting thing that was going around on TikTok a while ago, the girl with the list. You may have seen it, but it's basically a list of reasons why not to have children. And there's also a list of reasons on that list that you could have children, and I'll put it in the description because it's a hilarious list, but there's some really, really important points made about like maternal health and the risk of pregnancy and childbirth that a lot of people don't often know about or think about. So yeah, that is definitely not for me, because the rest of my life is going to be about prioritising my own health and well-being, because the start of my life from that point of view was quite rough. So yes. Also, environmental awareness. Let's talk a little bit about this. So I've talked about how having a child increases your carbon footprint and how it might not be the best idea to give birth to someone who's going to experience like climate breakdown in their lifetime. And also, child-free individuals can really contribute towards a lot of like giving back or environmental like causes. So for example, I'm proposing to devote my life to conservation initiatives, and I'm really interested in sustainability, and I'll be able to put a lot more energy and time and money into that than if I had children. So consider the environmental movement kind of my child, if you were. There is a social stigma associated with being child-free. Even though it's a completely valid choice and it can often really improve quality of life, some individuals can face a lot of societal pressure or family pressure or judgment for not conforming to like traditional expectations for family life. Now I do feel this like specifically as a woman. I do think it's more acceptable for men to be child-free, but when a woman's like, oh, I don't want to be child-free, everyone else is like, oh, when are you having children? When are you having children? You can't not have children. And then also society is like, yeah, but we don't really want you to have maternity leave or any of that stuff. So it's impossible. Like either way, your choice is impossible. But I do think that women face a lot of social stigma for not having children, and I say to that, you know, you gotta understand that some people just don't want to have kids, and that's okay, so suck it up. Support networks. Often we are like attacked for being child-free because people are like, oh, who's gonna look after you in your old age, or you will never know the joy of having a family. And I would say that that's absolutely not true. So child-free individuals often build really supportive communities with like-minded friends, with family members, with a partner who's similarly child-free, and people who share similar life choices. So I'm very lucky to have some wonderful long-term friends, and I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time with them than I could if I had to run around taking my children to sports practice. Okay, so these networks often provide a lot of understanding, encouragement, and can really provide a sort of a haven from the like overwhelming societal expectations to have a kid. So in summary, being child-free is a lifestyle choice that I'm very proud to represent, and it's characterised by the decision not to have children, but intentionally. So obviously I'm taking precautions to make sure that I don't have children. It's a very valid and meaningful choice, and it represents a sort of diversity of individual life experiences. And you've got to understand this. Like, don't come after me in the comments telling me to have a kid, because I will remove your comment, okay? This is not a debate. This is me giving you some information about my decisions, so don't go trying to change my mind, but supportive comments are always welcome. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know if you're child-free, because I would love to chat. And follow me on Instagram. I will see you guys later. Bye!